are propelling India's growth story. Diversification of supply chains. Look what's happened in the last 5 years. The world has realized that we are over-reliant on China. China's share of global manufacturing is about 30%. Just about 20 years back, it was 4%. Today, India's share of global manufacturing is only 2%. 2%, that's it. China went from 4 to 30. India has gone from 1.5 to 2. And the government wants to change that. They want to take this 2 to a much higher level. Today they are laying a red carpet for companies to come to India. Apple was not manufacturing iPhones in India until 5 years back. Today Apple is doing $5 billion worth of iPhone sales out of India. Manufacturing facility in their Chennai plant was not there in 2018. The target is to take $5 billion to $25 billion in a span of 4 years. That's the kind of impetus that is there on Make in India. Today, Samsung's largest mobile manufacturing facility is not in Korea, is not in Taiwan, is not in China. It's in Noida. Yes, all this has happened in the last 5 years. 30% of whatever is manufactured and put inside a Mercedes-Benz car anywhere in the world is done out of their Bangalore facility. 2,500 engineers work for Mercedes-Benz out of Bangalore. There were only 500 engineers 10 years back. Some of the biggest brands in the automobile industry. The world is moving to EVs. The government said, how can we not have the largest EV company in our country? Tesla. Interactions were done with Elon Musk and his team time and again to incentivize them to come to India. But they did not come. हम नहीं आएंगे India. Finally, they cut the import duty from 65% to 15% on EVs. And now Tesla wants to come to India. In 2 years, they will have a factory in India. This is our government. This is the speed at which they are working. Never ever has this happened, this kind of speed. Dynamism. The kind of risk capital available today. Bangalore today is probably the startup capital of the world. If you went back 5-7 years, it was very difficult to get funding for a business idea. You got funding for a business, but today you're getting funded for your business ideas. You make a pitch to investors and tell them, this is what I plan to do, this is what my business plan is, this is what I'll do in year 1, 2, 3, 4. They will fund you. Few years back it was, do business, get to a scale of 25-30 crores, then I will fund you. But today the entrepreneur is telling the investor, to get to that scale I require capital, I need to hire engineers, I need to rent an office, I need to buy computers, give me capital for that. So people are taking bets on promoters. Because of these bets, today we have companies like Nykaa, like Zomato, like Zepto, company that started 4 years back, like Policy Bazaar. If investors had not taken bets on these companies, we would not have these kind of companies. Digitization, UPI and Aadhaar has changed the dynamics of how business is done in our country today. And today, mutual fund proliferation in tier 3, 4, 5 towns is because of this. There are multiple other case studies. How e-commerce penetration is going up through the country. 60% of all Amazon orders are coming from tier 2, 3, 4 towns today, which was not the case until 5 years back. Because the person sitting in a local town in UP has data, has a smartphone, his aspiration levels are same as somebody sitting in New York, somebody sitting in Mumbai or Delhi. He's watching that same content on Instagram, Twitter. He won't buy a two-wheeler, but he'll buy an iPhone. 60,000 70,000 की बाइक नहीं खरीदेगा, 1 लाख का आईफोन उसे खरीदना है बजाज फाइनेंस की ईएमआई पे। आज का नौजवान 5 लाख की वैगनर नहीं खरीदेगा, इज्जत का फालूदा हो जाएगा। He'll say, I'll wait, I'll save, I'll buy a 15 lakh sedan. So premium cars are selling, but mass market cars are not selling. So lastly, what are the themes that we will identify, or we have already identified, to make potential gorillas? Consumption, within that premium consumption. Second is financialization of savings. Over the last 5-6 years, look at the proliferation that has happened of the AMC industry. Demat accounts were about 3 crore Demat accounts in 2019. In 2024, 3 crore has gone to 14 crore. 70% of all mutual fund investors have come only in the last 4 years. This is financialization of savings. The equity savings cult in our country has just begun. This is only the tip of the iceberg. And look at the data. Less than 5% of Indian households' assets are invested in equities. Less than 5% only. In the US, this is north of 30%. So I'm not saying it will go to 30%, but that is the opportunity maybe over the next many decades to come. Physical asset creation. I told you about manufacturing. Let me tell you about the kind of work that's happening in other sectors. Look at the investment made by the government of India in the last few years. Capex by government of India is up 5x in a span of 8-9 years. Never in the last 70 plus years of our history has this happened. Just before COVID, the government invested about 3 lakh crore on an annual basis. 2019. 2025, the estimate is that the government will invest 11 lakh crores. 3 has gone to 11. That is the kind of investment that is happening by the government of India. Unprecedented. That's the reason why mid caps and small caps are doing well. Because of government's capex impetus, capital good companies, companies catering to the manufacturing ecosystem are benefiting, and majority of them are in the mid and small cap universe. Look at capex in railways, 5x capex growth. Earlier, government used to give visibility of 1 year, 5 year. Today, government is giving visibility over the next 25 years. मोदी जी बोलते हैं मैं 5 साल की नहीं सोच रहा हूं, मैं 25 साल की सोच रहा हूं. इंडिया में शायद ही पहले कभी ऐसी सोच होती थी. And that thinking is getting translated to actual work on the ground. मोदी जी भी गोरिल्ला स्टाइल में इन्वेस्टिंग कर रहे हैं, तो हम तो करेंगे ही ना, उनसे सीखें. So there are multiple sectors which are benefiting. Look at exports of electricity.